Sharon Ramel with you from the couch. Let's talk about a word called alchemy. This comes from a question that I was asked recently. What is alchemy? Well, alchemy has 7 stages: calcination, dissolution, separation, conjunction, fermentation, distillation, and coagulation. And they help us to recognize our soul's journey and transformation. It is an unfolding, a working within you as your soul continues to deepen its own essential essence. Trust the processes, trust the transformation. Each stage involves a breaking down of your egoic strength, and it may seem difficult, challenging, revealing, and yet deeply, deeply healing. So fear not. You will experience these different stages throughout your life, and not necessarily in order. However, you may recognize them more as phases than actual delineated stages. Alchemy helps work with us to surrender to the stage that we are in, to live it from the truth of our heart. The first stage, calcination, purifies the fire. It burns away the way we attempt to control our life through our ego. It reveals the wounds that we never even realized that were actually there. During calcination, we may feel like our life is in ashes. It's gone up in flames before us because so much has been revealed in the burning, that letting go. The second stage, dissolution, dissolves through emotion as we release deep-held, buried feelings from this and other lifetimes. We can experience deep sadness, almost despair, as we dissolve into tears, perhaps crying for days. Our tears dissolve, they let go, they allow us to break down additional layers of our ego's attachments, drives and beliefs, righting the flow of our soul when it is in essence once again. The third stage is separation. It distracts and discards the aspects of yourself that are no longer useful, releasing destructive habits and behavioral patterns. For within separation, there is a rediscovery of the greater discernment of what is actually worthy of being saved, literally filtering out all that we no longer leave, discarding it, all those patterns that don't work for us any longer, as you may have discovered if you've been on my life purpose through Yoga Nidra course. The fourth stage is conjunction, and this takes us to union, through the joining of the masculine and the feminine divine selves of us, assisting us to bring forward and open to our true self. We experience a deep integration as coming from a path that feels truer to our whole self. We are in fact in wholeness rather than separate beings. The fifth stage is fermentation. It's a composting stage, and during this stage we may go through a dark night of the soul as this stage cooks and melds the many layers of our soul's essence. Then we are followed by distillation. The impurities in consciousness release for the refinement of our more authentic self. And the seventh and final stage is coagulation, where we enter atonement with the mind of the divine, and the birth of the universe is complete, fully integrated. Alchemy transforms us into beings of divine essence. We don't always go through these stages in the order that I have mentioned, and you may experience a particular phase collectively or personally. So, for example, if you live in a war zone, clearly the entire country is experiencing this dissolution and separation, both collectively and personally, from the tragic event. We may go through a climactic event such as a severe flooding or a change of government leadership and or policies. We go through the change during the dissolution. We experience deeply held emotions, and then as a part of the separation stage, we work through the rubble. We separate what needs to stay and what we need to discard. So we may then move on and experience a true transformation, both personally or as a collective on the planet right here and now. So this has been a very brief look at alchemy, a magical, wonderful way to make sense of our life.